conceptualize this story called as a Devul. I had seen their movie called as a Valu in the past, and I loved that. I had seen their Veer also, and I said, oh boy, wait, what is that happening? Because I did not understand it as a layman. So as a layman, I was looking at from audience's perspective, what is good and what is bad. I don't know the quality of it. I don't know what is the creativity of it. I know this is good. Maybe the likes of Dabang I will never create because I don't know what is that. Maybe it's a successful movie. The likes of Rowdy Rathod I will never create. But Valu is something that I can do, which is a very good, nicely presented movie. Shivaji Raje Bhosle also to some extent I can do because so I could start getting into that field, saying that there are so many talented people who are really building such a nice product. And then I was looking at the financial side of it. Now again, the financials are not very open there because it's not a very transparent kind of an industry. But what are the data point I was getting? And then I was saying that okay, so people are building a very nice projects like the movies, and those movies they build it and they'll say okay, now my project is over today, which is Wednesday. I will display it from Friday. And I was like so surprised. You developed it. You are showing it on Friday, but you are showing it to masses of this state, and when we don't know you are showing it. Okay, so the first thing was they were not even taking the care of promoting the movie. So nobody was knowing what is happening around. Second thing is that if you happen to accidentally come across that, because like your vehicle is broken and then you are like looking at the sky and you see that theater where which that movie shows. So it was dependent on too much of the coincidences, and that's where most of the movies were not doing good. So I was like looking at some of the certain aspect of the movies, and I realized that when I was in the school, we used to have movies coming on Doordarshan on Saturday or Sunday. Some Marathi movies used to come. And that time, Arun Sarnaik and Kashinath Ghanekar and likes of those people were the heroes there. And you get enticed to that. You say that, okay, something is happening. Then the time came about with Dada Konke's wave. Awesome character, got a lot of awards. But for me, as an urban person, I say, I don't connect to that because that is something which is very slapstick. I just don't like it. I don't want my kids to see that. I mean, because that is just something different. 9 consecutive hits for that kind of a genre changed the whole Marathi industry. It went into complete topspin. It got into the direction where it started with Dhum Dhadaka and De Danadan, and all the movies came in the same direction till now with Bakran Anaspure and even Bharat Jadhav going in. There is nothing bad, there is nothing good. I mean, it's very relative. So somebody likes it sitting in Baramati and the remote areas. Somebody sitting in Pune doesn't like it because people are seeing something which is different, which is better presentable, which has better technology and a differentiation. But that is, so nothing is good and bad again. I mean, it's a relative term. So then I started thinking that can I start getting into this where there is no clear business model, number one. So my again aspiration of creating a business model in this industry, which is a selfish aspiration where people can say that you did it, right? I mean, that's the selfishness that I have. But that selfishness, can I convert that into a business model? And so that's where I started seriously looking at it. So Devul came to me, and then when that reading happened, just after some time, Balgandharva came to me. And so I heard both the stories, and I knew about Balgandharva, and I heard about Devul. And in Devul case, you go to different dharmic areas, and then you see that, and then you also feel that you are standing in the same line, and then the same nariyal that you have taken, the coconut you have taken, you are not sure if that is a new one coming from the tree or that's the same one which is coming in the rotation. So we did that time a small exercise, and I'm proud to say that even if there is a criticism on this, is we actually took a small pin and put a red ribbon on it, very small, and we actually buried it in a coconut's, what is that you say, on the top of it. And then we went to the Gholap, and then we offered it. And then around in 2 or 3 hours of time, the same coconut came out in the shop. And that was the triggering point for me, saying that this is a business. You can make a business, but you cannot make a business out of the faith of the people that are putting into this. And that incidence actually related me to this story so much that I said, okay, even if people are not ready to invest in your projects, let me do it. So I looked at it more as an investment. The more I opened up the cans, I realized that, oh, this is not an investment model at all, because you put something and nothing comes out. It's like everything drains out. And then that's the challenge, is that how do you create a model, where you get something out of it. So that actually pulled me into that, and that actually started making my weekends much pleasurable, because then you start talking to a lot of people, try looking at the different stories, look at what happened to Shivaji Raje Bhosle versus your earlier movies, what keeps on happening to the Hindi movies, why it doesn't happen to this. And as you said about Robo, right? One of the challenges in Marathi industry is the starism. There is no star available today. People are desperately waiting for 15th of August, not because it's an Independence Day, but it's because Salman Khan's new movie is coming, right? Many of the youngsters say, oh, I'm going to have it on the first day, first show. So where is that first day, first show aspiration or the thrust in the Marathi industry? There is no. So I think that's actually pulled me into this. It's a challenge. It's a very tough thing to do, but I think I'm enjoying it.
But if you look at Marathi drama is number 2 in the country. That is what I understand. Number 2 or maybe number 3 after Hindi, Bengali, and Marathi theatre. We have a talent pool of acting, of direction, of everything. But why? And we are the first company. Why we can't create a world-class Marathi movies? I mean,
we can.
This is started. The process started. The business model is there. Are you making a banner out of it like B.R. Chopra or RK Films or something like that as a division, or how it is like?
So I think that's the resultant of it, not really a means to that end. But I think more than that, I would say that Marathi dramas or Marathi movies are excellent in terms of the creative concepts. So there is no doubt about it. I think there is a lot of talent available. It's just a question of which direction you are going to make that talent flow. Because today that talent is stagnant. You don't get anything out of it. It's like a stagnant water creating a lot of mosquitoes around. So if you start making that flow in some direction, everybody can create a business model. Today the industry, Marathi industry or Marathi drama or movie industry heavily relies upon Marathi people who watches it. But if you will be surprised to know that age groups is 38 plus. If it is a 38 plus, and with the highest coming from Pune, Pune is number 1 in terms of the revenue generation. So, we know each other, right? I mean, we know all of us how we behave, right? I mean, unless and until my neighbor says that movie is good, I will not go. So that's a problem, because then the word of mouth is going to take such a long time that how can I survive in the theatre still then? Even if the movie is good or not, the likes of Ravan or Dabangs or Rowdy Rathors of the world can recover in the first week 78 crores. That's because the money is paid not to the movie, the money is paid to Akshay Kumar. The money is paid for Salman Khan. So that starism needs to be created, and that starism can eventually attract the youngsters. Because unless and until the youngsters start paying for this, how many youngsters are, including yourself, reading Marathi paper? They can speak Marathi, they may not take any Marathi paper in the morning, they will rather pull Pune Times or, look at, because that's how their upbringing is. So unless and until I have a presence which goes around them, which actually entices them, which actually attracts them to my movie, they will not come and see that. And that's what we did for my first project Deul, and also the second project Bharatiya, which is coming up.
Manda, can we show that clip, Bharatiya clip?
We can actually connect the...
Yeah, if we can. Today they had a launch of a music album. Ajay Atul, after 3 years, first time came to Marathi movie, and it is his movie. Can you share some Ajay Atul charisma on movie currently happening, the way things, and how that will help the overall Marathi industry to grow to next level?
So I think it's again all about USPs, right? So Deul had a USP in terms of the story and having Nana Patekar back, because again the problem there for me was like then who is the star? Who is a crowd puller? So the closest crowd puller, not for the youngsters, but at least to a certain level, youngsters love Nana, and that's because he has a Bollywood and Marathi interaction or overlap. So we got Nana there, and that actually created a USP, and that's how we positioned it. Now in this project, we got another USP, which is a music, and that music is Ajay Atul, and I think most of us love that music, the way it is actually made, and that's how that becomes a USP. So till the time I create some stars, the likes of Amirs and Salmans in Marathi, I think we had to rely upon some other USPs, which differentiate us. Now we have, today my team consists of Makaran Anaspure, Subodh Bhave, Jitendra Joshi, Kuldeep Pawar, Mohan Agash. So all these people who are working in silos as such. So I have everybody in that team. I have Ajay Atul there, and a completely different story. But at the same point of time, I feel that it's like more you go for developing or building any entrepreneur or entertainment-based product, I don't think I can create the likes of Dirty Picture. That my conscience will not allow me to do that. I will not be able to create Rowdy Rathod, as I said, because my brain will not allow me to do that. But I would like to create some entertainment packages, but that has to have some social message at the end. Because people should be able to watch because they are there for